gift of life and the opportunity to grace your screens once again. Thank you for tuning in to your number one station for news and updates. I'm your presenter Abdurrahman Yusuf, and these are the stories that are making our headlines tonight. The Upper House postpones a critical bill. All eyes on Electoral Commission staff as voters hope for fair process. Helicopter crash kills at least 4 Somali special forces at US drone base. Djibouti receives medical aid from Egypt. The Somali Upper Council voted to adjourn the temporary financial section bill. Members of Parliament tabled the contentious bill, which necessitated a request for more time to approve it. The Somali Upper Council voted to adjourn the temporary financial section bill. On Saturday, Somali senators debated for the second time the financial section bill, which the lower chamber passed in early February. Members of Parliament tabled the contentious bill, necessitating a request for more time to approve it. The Congress Deputy Chairman calls for a vote on whether or not to proceed with bill's debate. The majority voted to give members more time to review the bill and decide whether it was viable to vote on. In addition, hearing of the first reading of the financial procedure for underground recourse, which also got the approval of the lower chamber. Elmi Mohamed Noor, the finance minister of Somalia, demanded that the senators pass both bills. The state is on the offensive against the Al-Shabaab militants, and the president has vowed to fight against the terrorist financing activities in the country. Somalia wishes to produce oil and gas. In February 2022, the Somali government and a U.S. company signed an oil exploration agreement in Istanbul. Egypt has sent 10 tons of medical aid, which amounts to approximately 20 tons of medicine and medical supplies. According to Egypt's foreign ministry, Egypt's ambassador to Djibouti, Hossein El-Din Reda, handed over the consignment to Djibouti's assistant health minister.
Djibouti receives medical aid from Egypt. Egypt has sent 10 tons of medical aid to Djibouti, which amounts to approximately 20 tons of medicine and medical supplies. According to the Egyptian foreign ministry, Egypt's ambassador to Djibouti, Hossein El-Din Reda, handed over the consignment to the Djibouti Assistant Minister of Health. Ambassador Reda stressed that Egypt is always ready to cooperate with Djibouti in all fields, especially the field of healthcare. For his part, the Assistant Minister of Health of Djibouti praised the Egyptian gift, stressing that Egypt has always represented reliable support and that what it offers to Djibouti in the medical sector and other sectors is appreciated and welcomed at all political and popular levels in Djibouti. He said that the aid shipment will be distributed to all Djiboutian provinces.
At least 4 Somali Special Forces soldiers were killed on Saturday outside a United States drone base in the lower Shabelle region. The soldiers were conducting a raid when the accident transpired outside the United base drone.
Helicopter crash kills at least 4 Somali Special Forces at US drone base. At least 4 Somali Special Forces soldiers were killed on Saturday after a helicopter crashed outside a US drone base in Somalia's lower Shabelle region. The soldiers were conducting a commando raid exercise when the helicopter accident occurred outside the Balidogli US drone base, which is situated about 60 miles northwest of the capital Mogadishu. Some local media outlets put the death toll from the accident at 8, but there have been no official comments from Somali or US military officials. Dead bodies of soldiers were brought to the heavily fortified Halana base late on Saturday. The soldiers were part of dozens of newly trained Danab Special Forces who are trained and equipped by the US military.
Nigerians stood still at their polling station as counting got underway on Saturday. Some of the country's citizens casted their ballots after a day of delay in the country's general election amid fear of vote tampering. Widespread delays overshadowed a crucial presidential election in Nigeria on Saturday as millions voted to elect their new leader. The hotly contested poll is being held simultaneously with the election for representative for the country's parliament. About 93 million Nigerians in a country of about 200 million people are registered to vote. According to the electoral body INEC, only 87 million people are holders of the Permanent Voter Card (PVC), a main requirement to cast a ballot. The election will be Africa's largest democratic exercise. One of the key contenders is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the candidate of term-limited President Muhammad Buhari's party, the All Progressive Congress. Another is the main opposition leader and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party. And third strong contender Peter Obi is running under the lesser-known Labour Party and altered early predictions of the presidential vote, which has typically been two-horse race between the ruling and opposition parties. Thank you for staying with us. That's all we had prepared for you tonight. Have yourself a lovely night.